Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's not supposed to look like that. What a disaster. We'll get back to that in a minute. Cultivating food indoors on a budget. Today's Monday, and it's time for a garden update. It is 66 degrees outside, 71 degrees in the grow room. Let's take a look at the cracky containers. They're looking awesome. These are the green onions, and I'm ready to harvest a couple sticks off of this. I like to put them in my raw min. This is the Swiss chard, and man, look at the roots on that. But the leafy section is not doing so great. And boy oh boy, this lettuce looks beautiful. I can't lift it up to show you the roots, so I'm just gonna rip open this tin foil and let's take a look at the roots. And my golly, that roots is beautiful. And it only drank a few inches of water. I'm pretty sure the lettuce will grow full term with 1 gallon of water. Absolutely amazing, growing with cracky, and it's great for beginners. If you want to get started growing, start with cracky, growing in containers just with water and nutrient solution, and you can grow some food. This is the mini NFT hydroponic system, and you can see the Swiss chard are doing great. They're doing a lot better than the one in the cracky container, and the reason why is I didn't pH the water in the cracky containers, but I did pH the water in this NFT system. It goes to show that different plants like different levels of pH. So keep that in mind. This is my DIY wicking bucket that I planted some white radish from seed. I'm really hoping to get some white radish out of this so my wife can make some radish kimchi. Also, you want to sow some seeds 2 to 3 weeks out prior to harvesting. That way you have something to put in the system to keep it going. And here's some leftover takeout containers that I had laying around, and I grew some alfalfa sprouts on a paper towel. Now back to the problem child. For those of you that missed last week's episode, I was out of pH down, so I used this instead of this, and it was a mistake. Let's check it out. Okay folks, this is 48 hours later after using the rice vinegar as pH down, and we got a bunch of foam. I don't know if you can see that foam around that pipe. It's all around the edge, and the pH has risen back up to 7.4. Not good, folks. Okay, folks, this is 72 hours later, and by golly, shame on the mess. Look at that, folks. That can't be healthy for my plants, and it even smells like a fish pond, and it's time to do something about it. So please do your research, and don't do what I did. I must have ADHD, because I'm always jumping in head first and asking for forgiveness later. So for the first step to remedy this situation is don't panic. All we're gonna do is pump some of this water out of the reservoir into the buckets. I'm just gonna add some regular tap water that's pH back down to 6.5. This time using the correct pH down that I have been using for years. Should have known better. This is just plain tap water left out for 24 hours to off-gas the chlorine we're simply just gonna pH it down to 6.5, 6.6, and then add it to the reservoir. I'll do this a few times to fill the reservoir. Okay folks, this is 24 hours later. I did add some nutrients and my ppms are sitting at 460. My water temp is at 67 degrees, pH sitting at 6.4. And as you can see, the water is nice and clear. And boy, did I dodge a bullet. If anybody knows what went wrong, please comment below. Needless to say, I won't be using vinegar ever again. If you enjoyed this video, please watch another one. And thanks for watching.